Hello, my wonderful English learning friends. Welcome back to the English Podcast Classroom. I'm so happy you're here with me today. Whether you're listening while having your morning coffee, taking a walk, or just relaxing at home, thank you for choosing to spend some time learning English with me. You know what? I was sitting at my kitchen table this morning looking at my planner. Yes, I'm one of those people who still uses a paper planner, and I thought, this would be perfect for my English learners because organizing your week isn't just about time management. It's also a fantastic way to learn really useful English vocabulary that you'll use all the time. Today, we're going to talk about how I organize my week, and I'm going to teach you some amazing vocabulary for planning and time management. These are words and phrases that native speakers use every single day, but they're also super practical for your own life. Plus, I'll share some of my personal stories and maybe a few embarrassing moments about my planning disasters. Yes, they happen to everyone. So, grab your favorite drink, maybe get a notebook if you want to take some notes, and let's dive into the world of weekly planning together. Let me start by teaching you some essential vocabulary. Think of these words as tools in your planning toolbox. Each one has a specific job, and together they'll help you organize your life like a pro. 1. Schedule. Noun and verb. Your schedule is your plan for when things will happen. As a verb, it means to plan when something will occur. My schedule is packed this week, very busy. I need to schedule a meeting with my boss. What's on your schedule for tomorrow? 2. Prioritize. This means to decide which things are most important and should be done first. I need to prioritize my work tasks this week. Learning English is something I want to prioritize. Let's prioritize the urgent emails first. 3. Deadline. The final date or time when something must be finished. The deadline for my project is Friday. I always feel stressed when I have tight deadlines. Can we extend the deadline by 2 days? 4. To-do list, a written list of tasks you need to complete. I love crossing things off my to-do list. My to-do list is getting longer every day. Add grocery shopping to your to-do list. 5. Appointment, a planned meeting or visit at a specific time. I have a doctor's appointment at 3 p.m. Don't forget your appointment with the dentist. Can we make an appointment for next Tuesday? 6. Block out time, to reserve a specific period for one activity. I block out time every morning for exercise. Let me block out 2 hours for this project. I always block out Sunday afternoons for family time. 7. Routine, the regular activities you do in the same order. My morning routine includes coffee and reading. Having a routine helps me stay organized. What's your evening routine like? 8. Flexible, able to change or adapt easily. I try to keep my schedule flexible for unexpected things. Being flexible helps when plans change suddenly. My work schedule is quite flexible. 9. Overwhelmed, feeling like you have too much to do or handle. I feel overwhelmed when I have too many tasks. Don't get overwhelmed. Take it one step at a time. She looked overwhelmed by all the work. 10. Balance, having the right amount of different activities in your life. I'm trying to find a good work-life balance. It's important to balance study time and fun time. How do you balance all your responsibilities? 11. Procrastinate, to delay doing something you should do now. I tend to procrastinate on difficult tasks. Stop procrastinating and start your homework. Why do we always procrastinate on the things we don't enjoy? 12. Productive, getting a lot of useful work done. I feel most productive in the morning. That was a very productive meeting. What makes you feel productive during the day? Perfect. Now you have your planning vocabulary toolbox ready. Let's see how I use these words when I organize my own week. Okay, let me be completely honest with you. I'm going to share exactly how I organize my week, including the good parts and the not so perfect parts. Because real life isn't always as organized as those perfect Instagram planners, right? Sunday evening, my planning ritual. Every Sunday evening, around 7 p.m., I sit down with my planner and a cup of tea. This is my weekly planning routine, and it's become one of my favorite parts of the week. I call it my Sunday summit. Doesn't that sound fancy? It's really just me, my planner, and usually some chocolate. First, I look at my schedule for the upcoming week. I check my appointments. Maybe I have a dentist appointment on Wednesday or a coffee date with my friend Sarah on Friday. Then I look at my deadlines. Do I have any projects due? Any important emails to send? Any English podcast episodes to record? Like this one? Here's where I have to be honest. Sometimes I feel completely overwhelmed when I see everything I need to do. Last week, I looked at my to-do list and thought, there's no way I can do all of this. But then I remembered my own advice. Prioritize, prioritize, prioritize. Monday morning is when I really prioritize my tasks for the week. I use a simple system. I put a star next to the most important things, a circle next to medium priority items, and I leave the less important things unmarked. For example, last Monday, my start items were record 3 podcast episodes, deadline is Wednesday, finish my course materials, deadline is Friday, and call my mom because she gets worried if I don't call. The circled items were things like grocery shopping, cleaning my apartment, and organizing my computer files. Important, but not urgent. I also try to block out time for different activities. I'm most productive in the morning, so I block out 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. for my most challenging work. I block out 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. for emails and administrative tasks. And I always block out 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. for dinner and relaxation, because even productivity enthusiasts need to eat. Tuesday through Thursday, staying flexible. Here's something I've learned. Even the best plans need to be flexible. Tuesday of last week, I had blocked out time to work on my course materials, but my neighbor had an emergency and needed help. Did I stick to my rigid schedule? No way. I helped my neighbor and adjusted my plan. This is why I never schedule every single minute of my day. I leave some buffer time, maybe 30 minutes here and there for unexpected things. Life happens, and that's okay. I also learned not to procrastinate on the tasks I don't enjoy. I used to put off administrative work until Friday, but then I'd feel stressed all week knowing it was waiting for me. Now I try to do one unpleasant task each day. It's like taking medicine. Not fun, but you feel better afterward. Friday, reflection and balance. Friday afternoon is my reflection time. I look at what I accomplished during the week and what I didn't finish. And here's the important part. I try not to judge myself too harshly. Last Friday, I realized I didn't finish organizing my computer files. Instead of feeling bad, I just moved it to next week's list. I also check my work-life balance. Did I spend too much time working and not enough time with friends? Did I forget to exercise? Did I actually eat vegetables, or did I survive on coffee and crackers? Don't judge me, we've all been there. Weekend, rest, and preparation. The weekend is when I try to balance productivity with rest. Saturday morning, I usually do household tasks, laundry, cleaning, grocery shopping. But Saturday afternoon and evening, that's my time to relax, hang out with friends, or do something fun. And then Sunday evening, the cycle starts again with my Sunday summit. After years of trying different planning methods, here are my most practical tips that actually work in real life. Tip 1, start small. Don't try to organize your entire life in 1 week. Start with one area, maybe just your work schedule or just your household tasks. Build your planning routine gradually. Tip 2, Use the 3 priority rule. Each day, choose only 3 priority tasks. Not 10, not 15, just 3. You can always do more if you finish early, but having only 3 main goals makes the day feel manageable instead of overwhelming. Tip 3. Plan for imperfection. I always tell my students, plan for things to go wrong. Don't schedule appointments back to back. Don't plan to be productive for 12 hours straight. Leave time for traffic, for phone calls, for life's little surprises. Tip 5. Find your productive time. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Do you work better after exercise or after coffee? Pay attention to when you feel most energetic and productive, then block out that time for your most important tasks. And tip 6, make planning enjoyable. Use a planner you actually like. Make yourself a special drink. Play some music. If planning feels like punishment, you won't stick with it. Make it a pleasant routine that you look forward to. Now let's practice using these planning words together. I'll give you some sentences, and you can repeat them to help the vocabulary stick in your memory. Ready? Repeat after me. I need to prioritize my tasks for this week. My schedule is flexible, so I can adapt when things change. I will block out 2 hours for studying English. I don't want to feel overwhelmed, so I'll take things one step at a time. I have an important deadline on Friday, so I need to start working on it today. My morning routine helps me feel productive and organized. Great job! Now try to create your own sentence using one of these words. Think about your own life and planning challenges. What would you say? Maybe, I tend to procrastinate on cleaning my house. Or, I want to find better balance between work and relaxation. Take a moment and try it. Even if you just think the sentence in your head, you're practicing and making this vocabulary your own. Here's something I want you to remember. The goal isn't to have a perfect week every week. The goal is to feel more in control and less stressed about your time. Some weeks, my planning goes perfectly. I complete everything on my to-do list, I maintain great work-life balance, and I feel like a productivity superhero. Other weeks? Well, last month I completely forgot about a doctor's appointment, I procrastinated on an important project until the very last minute, and I ate takeout food 5 days in a row because I forgot to plan my meals. But you know what? That's okay. Planning is a skill, and like all skills, it takes time to develop. Every week is a chance to learn something new about yourself and your habits. The vocabulary we learned today, words like prioritize, schedule, routine, flexible, these words aren't just for talking about planning. They're for talking about life. When you use these words confidently, you're not just improving your English, you're also developing skills that will help you in school, at work, and in your personal relationships. Your challenge this week. Here's my friendly challenge for you. Choose 3 of the vocabulary words we learned today and try to use them in real conversations this week. Maybe tell a friend, I need to prioritize my English study time. Or say to yourself, I want to create a better morning routine. The best way to remember vocabulary is to use it in your real life, not just in textbooks or exercises. And if you want an extra challenge, try planning just one day using some of these words. What's on your schedule? What do you need to prioritize? How can you stay flexible if plans change? Remember, you don't need to become a planning expert overnight. Just try 1 or 2 small changes and see how they feel. Wrapping up with gratitude. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today, learning about planning vocabulary and hearing about my sometimes chaotic, sometimes organized week. I hope some of these words and ideas will be useful in your own life. Learning English is a lot like planning a week. It requires patience, flexibility, and the understanding that some days will be better than others. But every day you practice, every new word you learn, every conversation you have is progress. And progress is what matters, not perfection. If this episode helped you, I would be so grateful if you could subscribe to the English Podcast Classroom and maybe leave a comment telling me about your own planning challenges or successes. I love hearing from you. Next week, we'll be talking about food vocabulary for cooking beginners. So if you've ever wanted to learn cooking words in English, or if you're tired of living on takeout like me sometimes, make sure you come back. Until then, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and remember, you're doing amazing at this English learning journey. This is your friend from the English Podcast Classroom, wishing you a wonderfully organized and beautifully flexible week ahead.